Where'd you get your hairstyle? Where'd you get your shades?
Tonight's show is in 3 parts. The front, the side, the back and the middle. We got the cream of the slap and we're going to start right at the beginning with the bass elements.
Robert Johnson is considered one of the greatest blues artists of all time.
It's the template for what became rock and roll. I believe Robert Johnson was extremely talented, extremely gifted, and way off balance. Something's spinning strangely in that man's life. Robert was a novice guitar player, not very good.
This man was a nobody.
And then he disappears.
A year and a half later, he's doing things with the guitar that even his mentors can't do.
How could Robert possibly have gotten that good that fast?
The myth goes, Robert went to the crossroads, got down on his knees, handed his guitar to the devil. The devil said, once you receive this guitar back, your soul is mine.
If you do make a deal with the devil, you're gonna have to pay the price.
It ended up costing him, the bill coming due.
He let his arrogance go too far.
We all have to choose how much we can sacrifice in order to achieve greatness.
And there's been many a junior special C player that have searched in vain for those same crossroads to do that same deal. Let's hear Robert's side of the story. First up, Crossroad Blues. Welcome to this evening's show. This is Kieran. I'm here for 2 hours on a Wednesday. Fresh FM. Tonight's show is in 3 distinct parts, like we mentioned. We're going to go through the ingredients. Half a cup of blues, 3 slices of Billy Bragg, 3 large Rolling Stones unwashed and mossy, a quart of peeled Indie and 3 ounces of Ravana, raw. So that's kind of the lineup for tonight. I'm going to horse straight into it. We started with a blues classic from Robert Johnson. I think he is the first man that may have started and entered simultaneously at the same time the 27 Club. He was born in 1911 and he's renowned for his Delta blues style and a huge influence on many of the main big names in the Mississippi Delta at the time. A lot of them went on to the Chicago blues. And that, of course, went on to influence the likes of the Rolling Stones. So we'll hear from a lot of them now. The first half of the show is all blues. His first song there was Crossroads Blues. And that is supposedly the story, the myth, the legend of where he sold his soul to the devil for musical genius. That was the exchange. Faustian bargain, as they call it. So we are going to have music from a few of his contemporaries and a lot of people he went on to influence. We'll have some Son House, some Booker White, Howlin' Wolf, Leadbelly, Big Bill Bronzy, Sonny Boy Williamson too. Geez, they've got great names. Jimmy Reed, Elmore James, Freddie King. Big fan of Freddie King here. Lightning Hopkins, Little Walter. We'll get a bit of Rory Gallagher in there, and we'll finish out with a bit of Rolling Stones. And in between, we'll have a bit of a respite with some indie, some alternative music, some punk, some grunge. And then we'll wash it all down with a big pint of Rolling Stones. Bit 8:04 to finish off. But let's get more blues on. A lot of these are around the 2.5-3 minute mark, so we'll horse straight into them. This is Help Me by Sonny Boy Williamson 2. This is Kieran on Fresh FM. 2 hours back to basics. What else have we got? We'll figure it out as we go along. There's a few more bits and pieces I'm going to add in, but let's get the Kjol on. Ta Fáilte Roibh. Taras Cha, Sigi Shias, Biggie Kurma. Mind the buses. Oh no, that's at the end. But just be aware of buses at all times. They're big and unsightly and they do a lot of damage. But they are fierce handy too on the flip side. So it's kind of one of those ones. A double-edged sword. Onwards and upwards.
Got to help me. I can't do it all by myself. You got to help me, baby. I can't do it all by myself. You know, if you don't help me, darling, I'll have to find myself somebody else. I may have to wash it, may have to sew, I may have to cook, I might mop the floor, but you help me, baby. You know, if you don't help me, darling, I'll find myself somebody else. Talk, you talk to me. Oh, baby, I can't do it all by myself. You know, if you don't help me, darling, I'll have to find myself somebody else. Help me, darling. Check. Put on your morning gown. Oh, bring me my night shirt. Put on your morning gown. back, but I just feel like lying down. Oh yeah, help me.
Famous for his singer-songwriting and his harmonica playing, and a bit of flute as well. That was Sonny Boy Williamson II. Another man steeped in the Chicago blues scene, born a year after old Robert back in 1912, a long time ago. He lived a little bit longer though. He may have been between 52 and 68, they're not 100% sure, which is a bit cracked. His date and place of birth are disputed, like many. But that was his tune, and that was Help Me, and that was recorded back in 1963 in Chicago, believe it or not. He's down as one of the songwriters with Willie Dixon and Ralph Bass. A lot of movement back. I'm going to do a show, maybe not now, maybe not tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but someday I'm going to do a show about the Delta Blues and the Chicago Blues and the Electric Blues and all those boys, and maybe how it went on to influence the what was that music in before the blues in Britain? There's a word for it, I can't think of it now. Went on to influence that, and that went on to influence the British blues, and then the re-invasion by the Brits. They're fond of that crack. Skipple, was it? Something like that. I'll check it out. We'll get another track on. What's up next? Bit of Dave Brubeck in the background there, if you're wondering. We're going to have Big Bill, Brunsey, and The Glory of Love, kind of half an instrumental, half a vocal track. Again, another heavy hitter in the Delta Blues, Chicago Blues scene. More about him in a minute. Let's get the tune on first.
Let your poor heart bleed, baby, little but baby, that's the glory of love. Cry a little, sigh a little, let the cloud roll by, baby, little but baby, that's the glory of love. Long as thou just the two of us, how the world is charm. Long as thou just the two of us, hold each other's on, baby, now win just a little, lose a little. Sometime had the blues, baby, little but baby, that's the glory of love. Just the two of us, we have the world in its charm. Long as thou just the two of us, we hold each other's on. Baby, now win just a little, lose a little. Sometime had the blues, baby, little but baby, That's the glory of love. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Wrote the book of the seven seals. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Well, who's that riding, John the Revelator? Wrote the book of the seven seas. You know, God walked down in the cool of the day, called Adam by his name, and he refused to answer because he's naked and ashamed. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Wrote the book of the seven seals. You know, Christ had 12 apostles, and 3 he led away. Say, watch with me 1 hour till I go yon and pray. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Wrote the book of the seven seas. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Wrote the book of the seven seas. Christ came on the Easter morning. Mary and Martha was there to see. Go tell my disciples to meet me in Galilee. Tell me who's riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Wrote the book of the seven seals. Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Who's that riding, John the Revelator? Tell me who's that riding, John the Revelator. Wrote the book of the seven seals.
So all these first few artists are all contemporaries of each other. So they were all moving in the same circles, I suppose, playing in the same juke joints. They would have started out in the street, as the story goes. You'd start in the street playing a few tunes, getting a few squids, and slowly but surely you'd move into the clubs and then become more and more popular and probably turn into a full-time musician, and then even maybe record something. So we had Big Bill first with Glory of Love, and then we had Son House, and these boys are big names. They were all born back at the turn of the century, the 1900s, and they would have taken all their folk songs with them, all down south, Mississippi. The last two, Son House was a huge influence. He lived a long life. He was 86 when he died, but these boys would have gone through the Great Depression and been carrying their music as they travelled north. They would have hung around with each other, Robert Johnson, Muddy Waters. It's all the same names popping up, but these boys were long-standing blues performers, went all over the country and, of course, became famous, and then probably, Charlie Patton, Willie Brown, playing in all these juke joints, and Alan Lomax, if you've ever heard of them, he went around and he recorded loads of them. So there's loads of field recordings of these boys, talking and singing and playing their music. And of course they released records. They chopped and changed with different names. Sometimes they record as different artists so they could get paid a few times for the same gig, which you wouldn't begrudge them that back in the day. But yeah, all guitarists and songwriters, blues singers, and a lot of them moved to the urban areas, and like that ended up becoming a bit more popular, and the music spread, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. So yeah, a very influential period with a lot of influential men whose names are still, when you hear Rory Gallagher or any of those, or even Peter Green, Fleetwood Mac talking about their influences, they mention all these fellas. So I think it's only right that I keep playing them. This one now, we played a cover of this last week, I think. No, we didn't. We played a cover of a band that have covered this. Next up is Leadbelly, and the track is Where Did You Sleep Last Night, and this is an old folk song. And this was a big influence on Nirvana. And I'm going to pair that up with 2 other short ones. One from Buck of White. I think that's the one that I think sounds very like early Fleetwood Mac. And then we have Howlin' Wolf with Smokestack Lightning, which is probably a bit more well known as regards a blues track. And we'll put these 3 together. Lead Belly, Buck of White and Howlin' Wolf. That's on Fresh FM. Right this minute.
My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? Come on, tell me, baby. In the pond, where the sun don't ever shine. I was shivering all night too. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. Where's that, baby? In the ponds, where the sun don't ever shine. I bet you will all night too. My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? Come on and tell me something about it. In the ponds, where the sun don't ever shine. I bet she will all night too. Shiver for me now. What happened down there? My husband was a hard-working man, killed a mile and a half from here. What happened to him? His head was found in a driver wheel, and his body haven't never been found. My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? Come on and tell me something about it. In the ponds, where the sun don't ever shine. I bet she will all night too.
I'm looking fun in my eyes now. Believe I'm fixing to die. Believe I'm fixing to die. I'm looking funny in my eyes now. Believe I'm fixing to die. I know I was born to die, but I ain't to leave my children crying. That's the show we live at the show we born to die. Show we born to die. That's the show we live. Show we born to die. I know I was born to die, but I ain't to leave my children crying. Your mother treated me, children, like I was her baby child. Was her baby child. Your mother treated me like I was her baby child. That's why I tried so hard to come back home to die. So many nights at the fireside, how my children mother would cry. How my children mother would cry. So many nights at the fireside, how my children's mother would cry. 'Cause I told the mother I had to say goodbye. Look over yonder on the barren ground, on the barren ground. Look over yonder on the barren ground. Yon stand 10,000 standing still let me down. Mother, take my children back before they let me down, before they let me down. Mother, take my children back before they let me down. I don't need them screaming and crying on the graveyard ground.
That really is a classic. That's Smokestack Lightning by Howlin' Wolf. And he is one of the big drivers of the Delta music, the Delta blues changing into the Chicago blues. And of course he recorded across the rhythm and blues, R&B and rock and roll and psychedelic. And he is a man of renown, went on to influence a huge amount of artists. But a very distinctive voice, guitarist, harmonica player. And that one is a classic. That is a classic blues. That's a classic Chicago blues. So it is. And that came out in 1956. Nice and short. They knew how to horse through them back then, I suppose. Smokestack Lightning. Before that, then we had Fixin' to Die Blues by Booker White. And that's again Delta Blues. Guitar, vocals, and washboard rhythm, if you don't mind. And before that, we had another man, Lead Belly, another hugely influential man, a man who had quite a simiol younger life before he really got into the music. He spent a bit of time in jail. He went on the run. He got pardoned. He had quite the life, but of course was a massive musician as well. He played the 12-string guitar, and he also played the squeeze box, as they call it, I suppose. And he made that In the Pines famous, which is an old American folk song that it goes way back to a different time, I suppose. And it's been covered by loads, of course. Most famously, the grunge interpretation by Nirvana, which was made famous by their MTV Unplugged in the early 90s. But yeah, Lead Belly was the man. Spent a bit of time in prison, got a few pardons, as we mentioned. But that was the 20s and 30s in South America. The southern states of America, not so much South America, but you know what I mean. Right, 3 classics, if I may say so. And they're showcasing the Delta Blues as it morphed into when the lads went to town. When the boys headed to town for the weekend, you got the Chicago Blues. A lot of them headed into Chicago and plugged things in. And once they did that, the sound changed. How about a bit of Jimmy Reed and a bit of Elmore James? And we're a good way into our blues at the minute. All the different shades. So let's have a bit of Jimmy Reed and Elmore James. Then we're heading for a bit of Freddie King, who is a Stonewall classic. And Mojo Hand then. Yeah, we have a couple left. We'll have a couple left. We're here on Fresh FM. We went back to the beginning with Robert Johnson selling his soul so he could play Junior A. And instead he turned into a famous guitar player who didn't record many songs actually. But he did record enough that we have it. We have it there. And a bit of a mysterious sort of a man. He was the story goes he was poisoned with gammy whiskey and died because of it. Yeah, there's a couple of films and documentaries about him because of the mythical status he achieved. But he wasn't widely recorded because obviously he didn't live very long. But a bit of a hitter by all accounts. But anyway, I'm only going by what I read and what I was told. I believe anything, sure. Let's get some tunes on. Here's Jimmy Reed, Big Boss Man.
Big boss man, can't you hear me when I call? Big boss man, can't you hear me when I call? Well, you ain't so big, you just talk, that's all. Got me waking, boss man, waking around the clock. I want a little drink of water, but you won't let Jimmy start, big boss. Can't you hear me when I call? Well, you ain't so big, you just talk, that's all. a boss man. One wanna treat me right. Work hard in the daytime. Rest easy at night, big boss man. Can't you hear me when I call? Well, you ain't so big. You just all that's all.
Well, now look for me, baby. You know I'm coming home. Well, now look for me, baby, because you know I'm coming home. Well, now the reason I left you, darling, you know you done me wrong. Well, now I'm coming home to you, baby, and I ain't gonna leave no more. Yes, I'm coming home to you, baby, and I ain't gonna leave no more. Yes, you know I done you wrong, darling, the last time I walked out your door. Well, now I'll tell you, baby, just before I leave this town. Yes, I'm gonna tell you, baby, just before I leave this town. Well, I'm coming home to you, baby, and won't stand no pushing around.
There's a good chance you've tuned into Fresh FM if you can hear this. That's not to say you're listening. I don't assume that by any means. Maybe you are listening. Maybe you're just... Maybe you hit it with your elbow. Maybe it's just on. Who knows? I don't mind. I'm not going to ask questions. But in any case, this is Fresh FM. This is ToTM, the Midnight Irish Breakfast Show. Possibly on its last legs. So if you are listening, or if you can hear this, and if you're not listening, then hear this. Try again next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I'll be here for 2 more hours. Gone out. We're oversubscribed with songs as usual. Not listeners, of course. We're never oversubscribed with them. Just songs. But I think we're making decent progress, and we had 2 there. And if you want to know what they are, then open your ears, because I'm about to tell you. Jimmy Reid, August Elmore James. Jimmy Reid is renowned as a slide guitarist, a highly influential slide guitarist. Actually, I'm wrong. I had that arseways. Elmore James is the slide guitarist. I think he's the fella that went on to have a huge influence on... whatchamacallem. Who was it now? It was somebody in... I don't see his name here now, but... Oh, there he is. Jeremy Spencer, yeah. He was in Fleetwood Mac. I think one of the albums, sounding all as Peter Green was. He let them all have an album in their style, I think. So there is an album in that Elmore has a load of slide guitar, and he was hugely influenced, and he's said that openly. He was a member of Fleetwood Mac until he abruptly left. Feibnan Druggy, Bajor. But Jeremy Spencer, yeah, hugely influenced by Elmore James, who was the main man with the slide guitar. And again, back early 1900s. And hugely influential. Mississippi, Delta, moved to Chicago, plugged it in. The rest was history. Jimmy Reed, same story. Ended up in Chicago. Born in Mississippi. Busked, moved to Chicago, plugged it in. It seems to be the way they go. He had a particular style of electric blues. I suppose it was new back then. Everyone was trying different things. And we'll have a bit of that. There's a sound later on from a man called Billy Bragg that's quite unique. I'm looking forward to playing that. Like him a lot. And he's got his own very distinctive guitar style. And we're going to try and figure that out. But not before that. Let us hit the main man. Dying to play this. Heard it last week. Had to play it tonight. It's a Freddie King number. And it's called Yonder Wall. I'm going to play that on its own and come back and see what the lie of the land is then. This is Freddie King.
Hand me down my walking cane. Look over yonder wall, baby. Hand me down my walking cane. Because I'm looking out your window, and baby, yonder come your man. I know your man been to Vietnam, baby. I know he had it kind of rough. I don't know how many men he killed, but I think he done killed enough. Look over yonder's wall, woman. Hand me down my walking cane. Yes, I'm looking out your window. Baby, yonder come your man. I love you, baby. I just can't help myself. I wouldn't mistreat you, baby. Yes, for anyone else. But look over yonder wall, baby. Hand me down my walking cane. Yes, I'm looking out your window. And baby, yonder come your man.
A lovely dose of bass there in that one. That was Freddie King with his cover of that track, Yonder Wall. Elmore James made that song and that track famous too. So they were all kind of covering it. It was written a good bit before that. It was written back in the 40s. And Freddie King Again, a man who got the bus to Chicago with an extension cord, plugged it in, and the rest was history. Of course, he's got a couple of great tracks, has Freddie King. Absolute belter. Going Down, one of my favourite blues / rock and roll tracks ever. And I'll stick to that. I will stick to that. I had it on the other day. What an intro. I think I used it there in a sting I might play later on. But yeah, another man with a huge influence. All these boys coming out of all places, and all roads lead to Athlone, which is the equivalent to Chicago, obviously, in America. And that's where they went, and that's where they electrified things in every sense of the word. Freddie King. FreddieKing.net if you're interested. Look on Yonder Wall. So yeah, Elmore James made that famous in 61. And it's been covered by a few other, of course. That's what they did back in the day. Covering this, that and the other. And we did a few covers the last couple of weeks. And they're on YouTube. If you want to check those out, or wherever else you sit down and put your podcast into a sandwich and eat it discreetly in the canteen. You can do that with all the ToTM shows thus far. They're all there. For what reason, I'm not 100% sure, but they're there nonetheless. Right, Lightning Hopkins. Another great name. And we're going to finish out with Little Walter. So we're going to have two together now to finish. Mojo Hand and My Babe. And I think these are... I would have finished with Going Down, but it's not long since I played it, and I'll want to play it again soon, so I said I'd give it a wee break-in. But instead we'll get these two on. Two more blues standard classics. And then we'll jump ship. Change it up. Costume change. Wig change. Set change. Tempo change, genre change, the whole shebang. But we'll get these two last blues ones on. Just to see out the hour roughly. Just about, yeah. And we still have a serious dose of music to play, so don't go anywhere. Even if you're just here by accident, stick around.
I'm going to Louisiana and get me a mojo hand. I'm going to Louisiana and get me a mojo hand. I'm gonna fix my woman so she can't have no other man. Cold ground was my bed last night. Rocks was my pillow too. Cold ground was my bed last night. Rocks was my pillow too. I woke up this morning, I was wondering what am I gonna do? I lay down thinking about me a mojo hand. I lay down thinking about me a mojo hand. I didn't want to fix my woman so she can't have no other man. But don't let your woman fix you like mine fix me. Don't let your woman, boy, fix you like mine fix me. She'll make a fool about her, about as a fool can be. Can a woman act funny when she got another man? Can a woman act funny when she got another man? You know she won't look straight at you. This is always ready to sing. Sing. I'm going tomorrow, but I won't be gone long. I'm going tomorrow, but I won't be gone very long. I'm gonna get me a mojo hand I'm gonna bring it back home. That's what I'm gonna do.
My baby don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating. She don't stand none of that midnight creeping, my baby. True little baby, my baby. My baby, I know she'd love me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she'd love me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she love me. She don't do nothing but kiss and hug me, my baby. True little baby, my baby. Don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh no, she don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh no, she don't stand no cheating. Everything she do so pleasing, my baby. True little baby, my baby. My baby don't stand no fooling, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no fooling, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no fooling. When she's hot, there ain't no cooling, my baby. True little baby, my baby. True little baby, she's 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 my baby.
Whether you're dreaming of the bog or beaming at the dog, we had two there. First up we had Lightning Hopkins with Mojo Hand, and then we had Little Walter with My Babe. Again, two heavyweights. My Babe was, again, Chicago blues standard, written by Willie Dixon, whose name I think I've mentioned already, songwriter, and he wrote that for Little Walter. And Little Walter was a man out of Louisiana, down south again. A little later than a few of the lads we've heard from, but harmonica player, singer-songwriter, and blues musician. Again, died young, but you know, hard old going back then, I suppose, you know. And we had another main man who was a poet, pianist, and one of the most influential guitarists, if not greatest guitarist of all time. Samuel John Lightning Hopkins. He came out of Texas. Buffalo, Texas. Buffalo sandwiches. And had a huge influence. He kind of followed the standard 12-bar blues template, which, when I say that, it sounds like it leads you to believe that I may know what I'm talking about. But there's a certain structure to blues that's slightly different to, I think, the 4-bar. Is it 4 bars in a rock and roll, maybe? I don't know. But he did it with a bit more a poet inside a musician, maybe. The talking blues style. But obviously could sing too, and didn't mind having a bit of schlag. So that was him, Mojo Hand. And Mojo Hand was the title track of an album by the same name that came out in 1962. Half an hour long. Bang. Out the gap. And a Mojo Hand, I'm led to believe, it's an elaborate Lucky Charm. So that's what he was looking for. Funny what these lads would be singing about sometimes. Slight correction. We had a song there from Jimmy Reed earlier on called Big Boss Man, and someone contacted the show wondering was that song about Ray Washington Taylor Jr., who was an American professional wrestler on the WWF circuit, and his ring name was the Big Boss Man. I don't think it was, but I'm not going to confirm anything just yet. Right. That is the end of that first part of the show. And we're just coming up on the hour. So we're going to do a complete switcheroo. Switch or twist. Stick or twist. We're going to twist. And we're going to twist and pivot. And orient ourselves towards a different genre of music. We're heading for Yard Act. Played them before on here. A band out of Blighty. Yeah, that is all they say on their Spotify page, which is interesting. But we like them here, so we're going to play this. So this is a complete change now. We're going to have a few new tracks. We've got some Skunk Anansie next. We've got Yard Act before that. Bit of Gorillaz, some Idols, some Sleaford Mods. So we've got a bit of punk, bit of post-punk, bit of grunge going on, and some new stuff. And then we're going to have a right good dose of Billy Bragg. And that'll lead us into a bit of Fugazi and Nirvana. And then we'll finish off with some Irish blues and some British rock. That is the plan. Shinné on Flan. But the best laid plans of men and mice. Anyway, there's some good lyrics in this. I was listening to this today now, these next few tunes. Of course, Skunk Anansie are good anyway. Haven't heard from them for a while, but Yard Act, yeah, smart buys. Smart buys. So enjoy this. This is Yard Act, and the track is called Dark Days, and it's about the blues. That's why I put it down as the first track. There is method in this madness at times. Betimes there's a small bit of methodology. So let's hear this. This is Kieran on Fresh FM. Thanks for tuning in, even if it's by accident or accidentally on purpose.
ToTM. Fresh FM.
I shall reveal you if you will. Turn it up, a little bit higher. Radio, turn it up, that's enough. So you know, it's got soul. Radio, turn it up.
You heard Van. He's the man. Turn up and turn it up every Wednesday night on freshfm.co.nz. ToTM, Midnight Irish Breakfast Show.
The struggle is real to real.
Fresh FM.
Fucking hell.
You're a marcomp macara. You're a marcomp macara.
ToTM.
Fair, knock vecken to a. Squeal Sarah the Holen is like an all more to the throne. Hamid Bio, you don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Fuck it, Sheelam Gagahamed dude. My Neil Enrod knee station off hard at a void.
If you like Kubla Fuckle in your cup on tea.
If you like Biogon Gaelga in your bowl of granola.
Tune in
every Wednesday.
ToTM.
Being for crocky heart the druids.
Where'd you get your hairstyle?
The truth was sold, that's where the trail goes cold. My shoulders shudder at the thought of puffing my chest out as I walk home alone. Under the arches, there's this bloke with a car boot full of stolen phones, knock-off cologne and mink carcasses. They're mid-condition from Selfridges, mate. I see arsonists with business rates etched on the back of empty matchboxes, and police officers getting their truncheons polished off in the bushes, wondering what all the fuss is about and what I'm looking at. But if looks could kill, my vacant gaze wouldn't even pierce the skin. I'm not lazy, ambition's just something I've no interest in. At least when I meet my maker, I'll embrace all my mistakes as I descend into the bowels of hell with a shit-eating grin on my face. Dark days. It's a never-ending cycle of abuse. Dark days. I had the blues and I can't shake them loose. Dark days. I had the blues and I can't shake them loose. Dark days. It's a never-ending cycle of abuse. We're skeptic due to how the media have depicted you.
Though getting to know you better, we clicked and so we stuck together. Turning the corner of the burning cenotaph, but those coppers clocked us, stopped us and shook us up and down with no grounds to and no due process. They started discussing whether to let us off for doing nothing or maybe pop us for looking like we might be hiding something. And the radio buzzed in. Thank fuck I bought you enough time not to get shot. Dark days. It's a never-ending cycle of abuse. Dark days. I had the blues and I can't shake them loose. Dark days. I had the blues and I can't shake them loose. Dark days. It's a never-ending cycle of abuse. Dark days. It's a never-ending cycle of abuse. Dark days. I had the blues and I can't shake them loose. Dark days. I had the blues and I can't shake them loose. Dark days. It's a never-ending cycle of abuse. Success on Judgment Day. Take my advice and reinvent the real completely. Believe me. Dark days. Dark days. Dark days.
Stay tuned for 2 hours of great music. Subjectively great music. You've made a great choice. Subjectively a great choice. Stick around. Sure, what else would you be at?
I got stuck, glued to misfortune, hooked on distortion, down on my luck. Head in the daze. Thought I was killing, drinking and peeling. It lasted for days. Cops are coming, yeah, they're shaking me down. Heavy is the crown. Down to hit the bottom. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. No need to run away. All debt's gonna get paid. Lost like a kid on a sign. Lost like a murderer's mind. Lost like a dog in a street. That's where you'll find me. That's where you'll find me. Without lost like a murder of crows, lost like a dog in the street. That's where you'll find me, that's where you'll find me. Afraid of the morning, hide from the sunlight, on the run, came without warning. Afraid of the morning, hide from the sunlight, on the run, came without warning.
Quality, value, style, service, selection, convenience, economy, savings, performance, experience, hospitality, low rates, friendly service, name brands, easy terms, affordable prices, money-back guarantee, free installation. Free admission, free appraisal, free alterations, free delivery, free estimates, free home trial, and free parking. No cash? No problem. No kidding. No fuss, no muss, no risk, no obligation, no red tape. No hidden charges, no down payment, no entry fee, no purchase necessary. No one will call on you, no payments or interest till December, and no parking. Limited time only, though, so act now, order today, send no money, offer good while supplies last, 2 to a customer, each item sold separately, batteries not included, mileage may vary. All sales are final, allow 6 weeks for delivery, some items not available, some assembly required, some restrictions may apply. Shop by mail, order by phone. Try it in your home, get one for your car. All entries become our property. Employees not eligible, entry fees not refundable. Local restrictions apply. Void where prohibited, except in Indiana. So come on in for a free demonstration and a free consultation with our friendly professional staff. Our courteous and knowledgeable sales representatives will help you make a selection that's just right for you and just right for your budget. And say, don't forget to pick up your free gift. A classic, deluxe, custom, designer, luxury, prestige, high quality, premium, select, gourmet pocket flashlight. And if you act now, we'll include an extra added free complimentary bonus gift, a classic, deluxe, custom, designer, luxury, prestige, high quality, premium, select, gourmet, leather style wallet with detachable keychain and a pencil holder. It's our way of saying thank you. And if you're not completely satisfied, you pay nothing. Simply return the unused portion for a full refund, no questions asked. It's our way of saying thank you. Keep your free gift.
Désolé contre bon. Désolé. C'est une longue file d'attente. Désolé. Tous mes pantons sont bleus. Désolé. Désolé. Trying to hold on to you.
Three classics, 3 bangers, 3 relatively, well, 2 of them are fairly new. Lost and Found, Skunk Anansie, really like that. That's their latest one. And before that, we had Yard Act with Dark Days that mentions the blues. That's why it was the segue tune. But Skunk Anansie have released a new single, Lost and Found. It's only out, and it's absolutely class. I like it. Haven't heard from them for a while, because they were around and then they weren't around, then they were back around again. But I think that's class. Cool video to go with it. You may remember them from such hits as Cowell Sheet, Hedonism. That's a while back, I think, innit? And Remains. Then we said we would keep it going, and we stuck a third one on there, and that was who else but the Great Gorillas. Sorry about that. Désolé, and that featured Fatoumata Diawara, if you don't mind. So, we ain't got no bed, bro. Yeah, 3, I think, a nice way to start off our indie, grungy, alternative section of tonight's show, which is Wednesday night, which is 2 hours, which is top of the morning. Really need to rename that show, getting really sick of saying that. Has done nothing for me. So I think we might need a rebrand sooner rather than later. So there might be changes in the pipeline coming down the chute. Stuck in the U-bend at the minute, but on the way nonetheless. Just need something to dislodge them. But there is a change coming. But before that, we're going to give you 2 together again. I like playing them in batches, because we're back to the ingredients tonight. I never mentioned the Cold War, actually. It is the 3rd of June, so winter has started in New Zealand. So we are about to enter a battle, a war with the cold. Maybe air in Ireland too, I don't know. You get the brunt there on the west coast. But we're definitely heading into it. Still nice, like, still shorts and t-shirt kind of weather. 1st of June. You couldn't bait it with a stick. But we are about, I think there will be a show about the war against the cold, or the Cold War as some people term it. Did it ever really end? I don't think so. The next tune up has a bit of war to it. Divide, August Conquer. And it's from an album called Brutalism by a deadly, deadly, pure class English band called Idols. And we're going to follow that with a duo, a dynamic duo from, where are they from again? Is it Nottingham? In England, no one can hear you scream. The Sleaford Mods. I think it's not Nottingham, a Birmingham, as someone used to say one time in Tuam. When I was abroad in Birmingham. Well, you're not there now. You're here listening to Fresh FM. So I'm going to get those tunes on without further ado, and I'll know where the Sleaford Mods are from very soon.
Divide. Divide. And conquer. A loved one perished at the hands of the devouring right. A loved one perished at the hands of the devouring right. A loved one perished at the hands of the devouring right. Divide. Divide. Divide and conquer.
What's been going on in here?
Who the fuck are you, man?
Who let you in?
What do you mean, or pest control, you knob?
What the fuck is he doing in there?
Will you shut up? There's a man trying to sleep here.
Get your RDA of Slagnesium on Fresh FM every Wednesday. A right good dose of the hits.
As I motioned up to the main road, the wails of your offspring behind ya, cracking window. It's hard, innit, when you plan to do something, but at that moment you realise it's not quite right, not really something you should be doing tonight. World before me, a few hellos, expectant mums with blokes that I know. The bus word, 350 all day ticket, but I knew deep down I wasn't gonna use it later. TCR, total control racing. TCR, total control racing. I arranged my coat on the front seat and blended in with the low lighting. People on the way out too, talking. Everyone still looks like Ina Sharples and Ray Reardon. People need to move on. That 50s look can do one. Elvis has definitely left the fucking building. I got a wine, large, shoved it down me, awful. I ate the 5.8. I thought about it. I thought about his face when I asked if he had any Rioja. He didn't like it. Don't look at me like that, like you think I'm some wine twat. I like it. I sit in the house a lot. Eventually you get an idea, little shit. Go and listen to some fucking garage punk, you pointy little tit. TCR, total control racing.
from the 8 empty pint glasses they left on the table. I thought it was the better bet, more upright. I ain't sludging, I'm not a beatnik. Although this book did call for that kind of angle. I ain't going out. Going out is for young people. I can't sit and enjoy a drink. I want the lot. Have you got any numbers? And how much has he got? The trappings of luxury can't save you from the nail-biting boredom of repetitive brain injury. The injury of your useless mind, stuck to the track, clinging on to years of that's not yours, that's mine, gimme it. Total control racing, TCR, going round and round, under the bridges, slowing down. It's all about technique and shandy sheet, under 5 seconds flat. The tragedy of the male-less fucking man. TCR, total control racing. TCR, total control racing. TCR, total control racing. TCR, total control racing. Total control racing. Total control racing.
I love those boys. And I love those boys before them. 2 there. 2 belters. Simple as that. Subjectively, I see those as belters. Love the Idols. Absolutely love them. The album is Brutalism. And that's from back in 2017. Bit of punk rock. They make a serious noise. Joe Talbot, he's the lead singer. And we really like them here on Fresh FM. Well, I don't speak for the whole radio station, but I like them on this show. Soon to be renamed show. Don't know what it is yet. Sleaford Mods are absolutely class as well. Jason Williamson and Andrew Fern. And I'm right, they are from Nottingham. Post-punk, electro-punk, minimalistic spoken word, punk rap. I don't care what you call it. They're absolutely class. They were inspired by the mod subculture, which was back in kind of the 50s, the mods. And they cite the Wu-Tang Clan. And yeah, I really like them. I really like them. East, they're not hiding their East Midlands working class background. Living through austerity era Britain. I sound like some simpleton. All I'm doing is reading it out like. I swear it was difficult when I was at. Maybe I'm better to go off the cuff and make it up myself. Possibly. Might be more simul that way. Anyway, all those lads really have done is led me into what I think is the centrepiece of the show tonight. What I have deemed to be the centrepiece. And it is our tribute to Billy Bragg. And who is Billy Bragg, I hear you cry? Stephen William Bragg. He's an English singer-songwriter. Kind of blends a bit of folk and punk. And of course he's written a lot of protest songs. But I think he's class. And he's into his 60s now and he's still influencing people. Still making music. And he kind of went off the other way. Around the... Oh, me neck. Around the 70s. Went away from the new wave and hit the punk rock. And he's got some absolute great champion tunes, so yes, he really has. Yeah, I'm just looking at his back catalogue in it. Yeah, he's great. He's great. So, I'm not going to do too much more yapping. No, I'm going to play these 3 together. I heard this one, it was a live version. This is a live version, but it's not the live version I heard. But this one is from John Peel's session back in 1983. Waiting going on in the background there. I'll do a small bit. And then I just saw it as an excuse to play Levi Stubbs' Tears, which I heard on the BBC today. And I said, right, that confirms it. I just listened to it in the car and that confirmed it. I'm definitely going to play that tonight. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to have another one, which is kind of it's a simul one. Walk Away Renee by Billy Bragg, Reaching to the Converted. Some great old G's in it. Some great turns of phrases. He's a peach for that. Yeah, I mean, he's got a sound on his guitar, and I'll be damned if I know what that is. But he's able to do it. Whether he's plugged the Chat Mahuli into the Chegat and turned up the Mintesex and that, but backfed it through the Buckjack Napster. I don't know, to be honest. I don't really know. It's not my forte, guitars and things like that, instruments. But I know what I like, and the sound he makes I like. So let's get these on. No more waxing.
I was 21 years when I wrote this song. I'm 22 now, but I won't be for long. People ask me when will you grow up to be a man, but all the girls I loved at school are already pushing plans. I loved you then as I love you still. Though I put you on a bed, still they put you on the pill. I don't feel bad about letting you go, I just feel sad about letting you. Two shooting stars last night, I wished on them, they were only satellites in bomb to wish on space hardware. I wish you cared. I don't want to change the world, I'm not looking for a New England, just looking for another girl. I don't want to change the world, I'm not looking for New England, just looking for another girl, looking for another girl, looking for another girl, looking for another girl.
The biggest enemy of all of us who want to make the world a better place is not capitalism or conservatism, it's actually cynicism is our biggest enemy. And not the cynicism of the Daily Mail and Rupert Murdoch. That, you know, they promote cynicism. They want you to believe no one gives a shit. They want you to believe you're on your own. The cynicism I'm talking about is, for those of us who want to make the world a better place, is our own cynicism. Our own sense that nothing will ever change. Our own feeling that none of this is going to make any difference.
With the money from her accident, she bought herself a mobile home, so at least she could get some enjoyment out of being alone. No one could say that she was left up on the shelf. It's you and me against the world, kid, she mumbled to herself. When the world falls apart, something stay in place. Levi Stubbs' tears run down his face. She ran away from home in her mother's best coat. She was married before she was even entitled to vote. Her husband was one of those blokes, the sort who only laughs at his own jokes. The sort of war takes away, and when there wasn't a war, he left anyway. When the world falls apart, something stay in place. Levi Stubbs' tears run down his face. Norman Whitfield and Parrot strong out here to make right. Think that's hole in her body where no hole should be. Yeah, that's a naughty walking out the door, and they stitched her back together. They left her heart in pieces on the floor. When the world falls apart, something stays in place. She takes off the full top's tape and puts it back in its case. When the world falls apart, something stays in place. Levi Stubbs tears.
Top 5 curse words. I'm Irish and I'm a miserable cunt. Those are my credentials. At number 5, it has to be prick. We all have an absolute prick in our lives, usually an uncle. He always has the first 3 buttons of his shirt undone. If he buys you a present, he'll always tell you exactly how much money it costs, and he'll ask you if you still have it about 15 years later. And will usually be moderately to extremely racist. At number 4, it's bollocks. I just like how it sounds. Number 3, we have wanker and bastard. I just could not decide between these two classics. I've called almost everyone I know a wanker or a bastard behind their back. The difference between a wanker bastard and a prick is that being a prick cannot be cured. It's who you are. Being a wanker or a bastard is something you do from time to time. Bit of a shocker at number 2, it's cunt, because number 1 is, of course, English. I'm joking, calm down, it's arse. Follow me, I'm delicious.
She said it was just a figment of speech. And I said, you mean figure? And she said, no, figment, because she could never imagine it happening. But it did. When we first met, I played the shy boy. And when she spoke to me for the first time, my nose began to bleed. She guessed the rest. The next day, we went on a bus ride to the ferry. And when nobody came to collect our fares, well, I knew then this was something special. I couldn't stop thinking about her, and every time I switched on the radio, there was somebody else singing a song about the two of us. It was just like being on a fast ride at the fun fair. The sort you want to get off because it's scary, and then as soon as you're off, you want to get straight back on again. But oh, love is strange, and you have to learn to take the crunchy with the smooth, I suppose. She began going out with Mr. Potato Head. It was when I saw her in the car park with his coat around her shoulders that I realised. I went home and thought about the two of them together until the bathwater went cold around me. I thought about her eyes and the curve of her breasts and about the point where their bodies met. I confronted her about it. I said, I'm the most illegible bachelor in town. And she said, yeah, that's why I can never understand any of those silly letters you send me. And then one day it happened. She cut her hair and I stopped loving her.
Wasn't that Cohorgicus? That was 3 from Billy Bragg. 3 classics. Like I said, any excuse for me to play Levi Stubbs' Tears. I love it. He's an absolute poet. I love the turn of phrase. And then we had Walk Away Renee. And that was written That's going back a long time. That's going back to the 60s. That was made famous by a few different people. Four Tops have covered it. And of course, our main man here has covered it. And New England, that was made famous not just by the Bold Billy, but also by Kirsty MacColl. Became a single, which became a hit. Which became a hit single for her. So, yeah, that's Billy Bragg. Like him. Love his lyrics. Love his old turn of phrase. And whatever he's doing to that guitar, keep it up, Billy. You have hit upon something deadly. And more power to you. Right. We are getting tight for time. As I look down the tracks for the music that lays ahead, in which we trust, I need to get moving. I may have to skip I Am a Fly by The Wire, but I thought it'd follow Billy Bragg nicely, so I'm going to stick it in and we're going to horse through it. I might have to play it at 1.25 speed. We'll just have to see how we're going. This is Fresh FM, Kieran. Every Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Play glass screen to reject my chosen target, but there's an air pellet hole I can crawl through to you. I am the fly in the ointment. I can spread more disease than the fleas which nibble away at your window display. Yes, I am the fly in the ointment. I'll shake you down to say please as you accept the next dose of disease. I am the fly, I am the fly, I am the fly, I am the fly, fly in the ointment. I am the fly, I am the fly, I am the fly, I am the fly, fly in the ointment.
Speaking about the speed of it, I was reading about the album that I'm going to feature just right at the end of the show, Beggar's Banquet. That went out at the wrong speed for about 30 years till they figured out they had it. The mastered copies were different, and they found other copies and they were a different tempo, believe it or not. So it does happen. Regardless of your production values and your production team, shit does happen. Right, where are we? A quick one. Under 3 minutes, Fugazi, and then we're into a bit of proper grunge. We'll have 3 from Nirvana if we can squeeze them. We'll squeeze them tight together. So this is...
We've all been in one.
Waiting Room, and this is Fugazi. This is a great track.
Where'd you get your hairstyle? Where'd you get your shades?
Sitting in the waiting room for Gazzy. It doesn't take a visit to 221B Baker Street to figure out that Levi Stubbs was the lead singer of the Four Tops and Walk Away Renee was a hit for them. And then Billy Bragg covered it and also wrote a song called Levi Stubbs' Tears about domestic violence on an album called Talking to the Taxman About Poetry. So it's all linked. It's all linked in some way. Baker Street, another classic. Haven't got time for tonight though. But what we do have time for is 3 belters. We had 4, but we had to cut it. We are going to go from 2 from Bleach and 1 from In Utero. 3 from Nirvana. And then we'll just have a tiny bit of the blues to finish. A bit of blues and a bit of blues rock to finish off. But this is kind of our grungy section. So we're going to put 3 together because I think it's the best way to listen to them. And I think they're in order in how they fall on Bleach. Are they? Let me see. About a Girl is Before Love Buzz. So there you go. Let's have it. Let's have it. Full tilt. Bit of Nirvana. Way back. Bit of 90s grunge. You wouldn't bet it with a shtick.
Have a clue.
I've single-handedly put myself in quite an awkward position now because I don't have enough time to play the last two tunes. My math. There's something wrong with my math. I've got Just a Smile by Rory Gallagher, Sympathy for the Devil and Street Fighting Man, and there is no way in the world I can fit them all. But I did want to play them all. So maybe I could play them and then they'll be cut on the radio, but they'll be on the extended version. Let's do that. Right, this is our Irish blues. This is Just a Smile. Rory Gallagher, Just a Smile from Rory Gallagher, the eponymous album, the 50th anniversary edition. Then we'll have two to finish out from Beggar's Banquet, and they are songs that caused a stir, a serious stir from the 60s. Satanic symbolism and civil unrest. And neither of them were liked by the status quo.
Not the band.
Didn't like it at all. Anyway, that's what's going to play us out. So let's get Rory Gallagher on. I won't be here until I'm back. So mind the buses. We'll see you next Tuesday. Tóca bugé. Agus slán go fóill.
Just a smile that is spreading all over her face could warm up the room and set fire to the place. Yes, it could. You know it could. Now the fog is clinging all over the town, but 1 foot in front, then you just might fall down on the ground. She's in town. Like the rain that is falling all over the land, she cools down my mind when she touches my hand. Feels so good, yeah, so good. Well, just a smile that is spreading all over her face could warm up the room and set fire to the place. Yes, she could, you know it could.